This video is made for adult collectors because Rhinoceros. Oh. Oh, God. So, Kingdom Rhinox. I no longer own one, but he wasn't the best. He looked cool and posed pretty well, but transformation and panel layouts were they were just annoying. The giant smooth patch on the alt mode was with the weirdly flat proportions on him made me want to get rid of mine. Now, I've had this toy in the past and I wanted to get it again, so at TFCon I managed to grab a sealed copy, and it has all the same issues as my previous copy. Fun. This is Thrilling 30 Rhinox, released with issues. Loads of issues. The latter releases did fix the issue, like they put out revised copies, but I ended up getting stuck with another first run version of this toy. Yay. Anyways, this dude looks cool. I forgot how intricate he looks because I'm so used to the Kingdom one. I do like the shade of brown they used. It looks a lot more like actual rhino skin, and the sculpt is very nice. You can see all like the little bumps and ridges. I dig the gold, and the green, while sparse, is a very nice shade which complements that gold. It's also slightly metallic. It's very strange. There are no visual problems I have with this. I like the head sculpt. It looks very Rhinox. The back part compresses quite well. The details are great, and he looks like Rhinox. Stability is his weakness, especially on this release. The first run had weak arm sliders, so his arms like to compress themselves slightly as you move them, but the main problem was in the legs, the knees, the hips, and the feet. The knees and hips are so friggin' loose. This was an issue that plagued most of the first run of this toy, not being able to stand unless it's at very specific angles. But then the feet, they aren't completely flat due to the sculpt, so getting him to stand in any pose can be a bit of a challenge. That being said though, you can still get him into a pose or two, or just make sure you buy one that's not the first run. Kinda wish the wiki stated the barcode numbers, but I think it's on TFW somewhere. You do get two guns, his chain guns, which he can hold in his hand, though he can't really hold them fully because of the way his hand is sculpted, but you press this button and they rotate, which is really cool. I remember back in the day consistently spinning these things while being bored studying or something. Kind of funny. He literally fell over before, you know, whatever. Posing time. Sorry. So the head is on a ball joint, though his chin does bump into his collar, so you got to lift it up to rotate it, and then it just kind of looks a bit funny, but you have that. You have some tilt. You can look up and down. I do really like the way that the head looks and the way that it feels, kind of. The shape of it's nice. The shoulders are trigger-happy hot rod style shoulders, but like they don't bump into the head. Obviously, they just look a bit weird at certain angles, but you can rotate the shoulders full 100 or 360 degrees. They can go out that far. You have a bicep rotation. You have that arm slider that doesn't lock into place. The elbows only bend about like 60 degrees, I'd say, and they click. Kind of funny. Nothing at the wrist due to how it transforms. He does have a waist joint, but if you notice, his waist is down here. Technically, the waist is supposed to be a little bit higher, but like, I like having a waist joint, so I bring it down lower, and then you have your waist joint. The hip skirt can move out of the way to accommodate out of focus shot. There we go. Hips can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out. You have a thigh rotation underneath this like flap of skin. You have under 90 degrees of bend at the knee. The toes can go up, and you have an ankle tilt. Now, another problem that I don't think I mentioned was the hips are also really loose on this copy, and they're on pins. And then this foot, okay? Is it this foot or is it the other foot? It's the other foot. It's this foot. Okay, it looks normal, right? But when I fold this, I need to move this out of the way. When I fold this, you see that? You see that? Look. Oh, it's split in half. That's not a seam line. That's a crack. That's a big crack. Don't take that out of context. That is it. Yeah, it snapped as soon as I took it out of the box. Actually, it might have been broken before I even touched it. I don't know. I only noticed it after I opened it and transformed it the first time that this had snapped open. So that's fun. Thrilling 30 was a very interesting time, huh? He's really good, though. This is the Rhinox figure that I like. Those who know, those who know. That's the Rhinox figure I like from Thrilling 30, because this one, I wanted it to be nice, and even if those issues are fixed, you still have limited articulation and like bits that don't have any tabbing points. He fell over. So like he's still a bit wibbly. So yeah, the robot is not bad. Kind of falters in the stability department on this specific release, but it looks very cool. Let's get the dinky T-Rex out of the way. Transformation. If you've transformed the Kingdom toy, this shares pretty much nothing. Yeah, I mean, like, the limbs end up in the same general spots, but getting there is very different. And I kind of enjoy this transformation a little bit more, and these have a really cool integration. So to start with, you fold the hands in by just opening them up. Now, they're supposed to stay closed. On my original copy, they did. On this copy, not so much. Neither of them do that. It's like they still peek out, but whatever. Then you want to swip these around and then collapse them. But as you see, they're not going to stay collapsed. So we'll leave them like that, bring them up, and then just get them out of the way. Then we're going to open this section up here, straighten it out. It'll like soft clip into, well, that wasn't soft, but it'll clip into place. Then you want to open the jaw up and just bring the whole section out. Bring this top section up, and then it will peg into the back of the neck. If I can line it up, there we go. Close the mouth up, fold that up, bring the legs forward, and that is the front of the rhinoceros all done. Now the legs. You want to take this and rotate the waist 180 degrees, and then bring this section up and shove the crotch section into the back. Then you bring the legs down, you fold up this, you fold up the foot, fold up this, fold up the foot, and watch it split open. And then you take this whole assembly here and you bring it over the thighs, and it will peg into the side of the rhinoceros. Now getting this lined up can be a bit of a pain. There we go. Because the panels have to sit under this, but over that. So fiddling it all into place can be a bit annoying at times. There we go. Then you straighten out the legs, you fold his butt down, it will peg into the back and into the sides of the legs. And that's Rhinox. Now we're gonna leave him filleted because the guns. You take the guns, you peg them together, you fold the handles in. Now, I always forget what direction this is supposed to go in, but that's just because I'm an idiot. So, I think it's this way. Is it this way? No, it's not this way. I think it's this way. I can never remember. But these clip into place in here somehow. There we go. Just like that. And then you bring this up, and it will peg into the sides. That's one. And that's the other. Get that down. Everything's lined up. And that is Rhinox. Not nearly as complex as the Kingdom one, and you get a much nicer looking Rhino with actual weapon storage. I love the weapon storage. It's like the best part of this whole toy. Like there's a lot of good from this Rhino mode. The placement of the legs and how they sit, the sculpting of the skin, the shaping of the overall animal is super accurate, the lack of visible kibble. He's basically a brick with an opening mouth, but like I can't deny it, it's probably the best looking Rhino a Rhinox has had that isn't the masterpiece, because again, I don't have that yet. To me, this Rhino mode blows the Kingdom one out of the water. But as a whole package, it's hard to say which is the better Rhinox, because both of them have major flaws that kind of ruin the experience for me personally. On the Kingdom one, it was the proportions and the transformation. On this, it's the robot's stability. My dog is barking. So which do you prefer? I think I slightly inch out more towards Thrilling 30, but yeah, let me know which one's your favorite. I'm very curious. But that's been my look at Thrilling 30 Rhinox. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.